Okay, boys and girls, part two of Greek myths, and of course, we're reading the 12 Labours of Heracles. If you recall, boys and girls, Heracles, where'd he go? There he is. Heracles was born a very strong infant, incredibly strong. And a prophet said to his parents, make sure he doesn't drink. If he drinks, he may get drunk, and he's so strong that he may hurt somebody. Well, his friends went on drinking a lot of wine, and he was tempted to do the same, and he got drunk. And he started throwing punches, remember? And he accidentally killed the members of his family. And for that, he was condemned to serve a king by the name of Eurystheus, and he became his slave. And King Eurystheus gave Heracles 12 tasks. The first, as you remember, was to kill the lion, which he did. The second was to kill the hydra with its many heads. Then he had to capture, not kill, a stag with golden antlers. There you go. And he had to kill a huge wild boar, B-O-A-R. Let's continue, boys and girls, with part two of the 12 Labours of Heracles. And here it is. And you look at the picture. And it says, can you see it? Hopefully you can. I got to be able to see it too, though. And it says, Heracles' fifth labor was a particularly unpleasant one. To clean the Augean stables. What in the world is that? Is that it there? I don't know. Lord Augeas kept 1,000 animals penned up in sites and stables stretching the length of a foul valley. He was too idle to clean out his animals and too mean to hire farmhands, so the wretched beasts stood up to their bellies in dump. Wow. People for miles around complained about the smell. Boys and girls, you know how a stable is. Well, unfortunately, when an animal has to relieve itself, it goes right where it is. And this mean, was he a king or is a lord? He doesn't clean out the stable. So the poor animals, they got to go ahead and live in a river of their own waste. That is terrible. Let's see what happens. Heracles stood on a hilltop, looking down on the valley, holding his nose. He saw a river bubbling close by, and it gave him an idea. Moving boulders as easily as if they were feather pillows, he built a dam so that the river flowed out of its course and down the valley instead. Startled horses and cows and goats and sheep staggered in a torrent of rushing water. But the dump beneath them was scoured away by the river. Heracles only had to demolish the dam with one blow of his club, and the river flowed back to the old riverbed. The animals stood the shivering and shaking themselves dry in a green, clean valley. Okay, it was pretty smart. He went ahead, he made the river come off its course, and it cleaned all the stables, and it cleaned all the animals. And now they're nice and clean, they feel happy. That's great. There's a picture down here, if you can see that right there. There you go. And it says, King Eurystheus was ready and waiting with his next three commands. Heracles was to destroy a flock of bloodthirsty, man-eating birds, tame the mad bull of Crete, and capture the famous wild horses which could run faster than the wind. Okay, that's not going to be easy, but Heracles is wise and he's smart. I wonder if at the end of all these adventures, these labors, he's going to find himself a nice lady to get married to. Maybe yes, maybe no. And look at that. Oh, someone's sticking head out there. It says, by now, the king had begun to feel very nervous of his slave. He had a big bronze vase made and hid inside it whenever Heracles came back from doing his work. I don't know why. If Heracles wants, he could just knock it over. The mad bull is tamed, master. The man-eating birds are dead, and your wild horses are outside in the yard, said Heracles, when he returned soon after. What must I do next? The king is trying to hide himself. Let's see what he says. And there it is right there. But Eurystheus was running out of problems, and his mind turned to thoughts of getting rich with the help of Heracles. Wow, he wants to use probably his strength, don't you think? I wouldn't imagine. Yes, he would. Get me the jeweled belt worn by the queen of the Amazons. I bet you that's her, said the king from inside his urn or vase. Kind of a coward. Here was one task for which Heracles did not mean to use his great strength. He simply went to the queen of those savage female warriors and explained why he was there. She took an instant liking to him and gave him the belt straight away. Wow. Unfortunately, word spread through the camp that Heracles had come to kill the queen, and he had to fight 1,000 angry women, oh my word, fierce as wasps, before he could escape with the jeweled belt. Wow, to fight 1,000 angry women? Oh boy. But he was able to escape from them. And look at the next drawings. And so it continued. No sooner did Heracles finish one task than he was set another one. To fetch King Eurystheus the legendary giant oxen, Heracles made a bridge over the sea by bending 2 mountain peaks out across the water. Wow. To fetch Pluto's 3-headed dog, Cerberus, he traveled down to the fearful underworld. Wow, boys and girls, that's a trip. We read about the underworld. Remember that one where he got his queen, where Pluto was able to get his queen? Now I'm going to read the next page. I'm not going to show you the picture yet because we're going to stop there. And it says, by the 12th and last and greediest of the king's command, it was time for Heracles to bring him the apples of the Hesperids. What's so hard about that, I wonder? These magical fruit grew on a tree in a garden at the end of the world. And around that tree coiled a dragon which never slept. Even Heracles, with all his courage and strength, quailed. I mean, sort of like, shook at the thought of fighting the dragon. I wonder why. Better by far that a friend should ask it for the fruit and be allowed to take them. So Heracles went to see a giant named Atlas. I know my Greek mythology, and as you know, boys and girls, my ancestry is part Greek, okay? So I make sure I know about Greek and Roman mythology. Atlas is the Greek god that holds up the world like this. I wonder why he wants to go see that Greek god who holds up the world. Think about it. We'll find out next time on Greek Myths. Bye.